Eres is going to be the subject of the first sentence. Earlier I said you should find the verbs and break it up. And as you gain more experience, you can read left to right. And just catch your verb as you need it or as you come to it. Est enuntatia was enuntatia tu habetis. Per indicium, and your book here says to use by an informant. Literally, it says something like through information. And that's the end of the first sentence. Let's go ahead and separate out the next sentence. Moribus suis is a prepositional phrase. And moribus is customs, not death, because it doesn't have the T. Cogerent orgatoricum. And here we have what they compelled him to do. Ex vinciliis. Causam dicere. And causam dicere is an idiom that means to plead his case. So, by moribus suis, they coegerent orgatorix to plead his case from ex vinculis. Having been found guilty. Now this really hasn't happened yet, so we can say if found guilty. It was necessary. This is an impersonal verb, and it's in imperfect tense. It was necessary, and here's what it was necessary to do. Sequi poenum, to follow the punishment. So we say to inflict. Poenum. Poenum there is your direct object. And here's what the punishment was. Cremator igni. So this is to be cremator by igni. And I seem to have lost an oot right here. Okay, there we go. To be cremator by igni. Die constituta causationis. This is a prepositional phrase, absent of absolute. There's several ways to actually do the literal translation, but what it comes out meaning is on the day appointed for causae dictiones. Remember, that means pleading the case. Orgatorix. Ad judicum. Now we run into a bunch of direct objects, so we have to go grab our verb coegit undique omnis suum familiam. So one direct object with a bunch of modifiers. And this is when they use odd with a number, it usually means about decamilia hominum. That's a pretty big household. At, and here again we have direct object. So here's our verb. Et conduxit. Omnis cliente, so that's the same what it looks like. And aberiatos suos. Of which, so here's a relative clause. Habebat he was having, or he was having Magnum Numentum, and that's to the same place. Per eos, through eos, that's all those people above. Eripuit say, here's your direct object, that's himself. So here we have the purpose clause. He might not dicere causam. We start off the next section with the cum clause. Cum civitas, there's your subject. Incitata, that modifies the subject. Ab and rem. Prepositional phrase, and don't use thing for rem. Candidatur. To excatly. Eusum. This is your direct object. By armies. And I would use inflict for insequi. Remember, connadatur is a deponent verb, so we would translate that actively. Here we have an and, so that connects it to the next part. And here we have multitudinum is a direct object. So let's go ahead and make that a direct object. Multitudinum of hominum. I'll just make it the same color so we know they go together. Ex agris, from or out of agris. Magistratus cogerent. Magistratus is our subject. It's a fourth declension noun. And here is our verb, cogerent. A lot of fourth declension nouns came to us in English without much change. Argetorix mortus est. One or two sus again is a deponent verb. And Archaeopteryx is, of course, your subject. Nequa albus suspicio. Suspicio, okay. And not albust, away far from Scipio. Would be the completion of the prepositional phrase that's inherent within the verb. And here it's going to be as Helveti. It's your subject. Arbitrant verb, dependent verb, think. That ipsa, he himself, sibi mortem conscuerit, means committed suicide.